Welcome back, everybody, to FNCE. I'm Jeannie Petrucci, registered dietitian, nutritionist, and culinary coach, and founder of Living Plate RX. And we are on the FNCE floor again. We do this once a year. Isn't it awesome?
Yes, I love FNCE.
Aren't you having a great time? Like just like truly connecting with colleagues is everything. It's just, we're having such a great time. And I'm super excited to bring this mini series live from the FNCE floor to you to interview influencers and people who are just doing some really interesting things. And most of you are going to know Katie. I'm going to let you introduce yourself. But I just adore what you're doing, and you have an amazing reputation. So I want you to tell our guests who you are.
Sure. So my name's Katie Dodd, and I wear so many different hats. I have a podcast called Dietitian Side Hustle, where my goal is really to help dietitians to live their dreams and change the world. In addition to that, I'm a blogger. I have a blog called The Geriatric Dietitian, and I love blogging. Blogging is my jam. I know when I got into the world of entrepreneurship, I always thought to be an entrepreneur, I had to work with patients. I worked a full-time job. I did not want to work with patients until I discovered the world of blogging, where I could make money online, help people in massive ways, and not work with humans. So I started my own blogging journey through the Geriatric Dietitian. And now at this stage, in addition to helping dietitians connect with fun, amazing things they want to do on the side, I also help teach dietitians how to build businesses based in blogging through programs like Blogging Accelerator and my Blog Boss Mastermind. So wear tons of hats.
I'm not cutting you up, but I just wanted to say, I didn't want to forget, you know, I'm old, so I forget things. We actually share a very similar journey, right? So you figured out what worked, and what I love, it just really speaks to your generosity. And then you turned, and now you're sharing it with your colleagues, right? And that's exactly what I did, right? We just figure it out. Like, we make all the mistakes so you don't have to, right? Exactly. So now that we know who you are, please tell us who you serve. And you alluded to that a little bit, but just go a little bit deeper, please.
Sure. So I help dietitians in a lot of ways. I help dietitians essentially find the side hustle they want to do, dig deep into what do they want to do in the profession, what is the impact they want to make. But then also, I'm so focused on helping you guys uncover what your big dreams are. I think so many dietitians, we got into the field for a reason, but because of life circumstances, where jobs were, where family was, what was available, maybe you're working a job that you appreciate, but you don't entirely love. So a lot of what I'm trying to do is to help you kind of dig deep and find, like, what is the reason you got into the profession? What is it you're so passionate about? And how can you build essentially a dream life where in some ways you don't feel like you're working because you love what you're doing, whether or not it's in a full-time job, in a side hustle, in a full hustle. I am a full-time entrepreneur now, so I'm not quite a side hustler. I'm a full hustler, but it's just, I help dietitians and DTRs and RDs to really live their dream lives, especially those with blogging. I work with a lot of introverted dietitians who don't want to work with patients. I feel like we attract who we are. So helping dietitians build businesses based in blogging to make passive income later, but then also ways that they can make money now while serving people at the highest levels.
I'm going to make an assumption here. Are you a glass half full lady? Totally, right?
Yes, it's a problem.
Because I'm listening to you, and your delivery, of course, is seamless. And listening to how you presented the pain points of your ideal customer avatar in such, like, you identified them, but it's very positive, and that's something that we can all learn from. Really, really great. So what I want to know from you is really what is exciting you. When we come to FNCE, we go to sessions, but we're also walking the floor, and we're looking for new products and just new philosophies and new science. What is really exciting you about the field of dietetics right now?
I think what's exciting me the most about the field of dietetics right now is the access we have to the internet and the ability that we have to reach people in ways that never could be reached before.
So like virtual.
Yes, virtual opportunities, virtual connecting, ways to serve people virtually. And the fact that with this online world, we have access to billions and billions of people. When we think, oh, my niche is too saturated, who do I think I am to do this? Like, we have the opportunity to reach an unlimited number of people, make an unlimited amount of impact, and also make an unlimited amount of money. When I hear people complain about, like, oh, dietitians don't get paid well, when we go into the online world, the opportunities are insane. Yes. There are, even thinking of like first generation millionaires, we're seeing more now than we ever have before. A lot of it is just kind of learning what is available online. What could I do? How could I serve people in a way that's authentic to me? And then also a lot of it's getting out of our own way. We have a lot of mindset stuff, a lot of perfectionism, a lot of like, oh, I got to be perfect before I do this. I need more experience. I need more credentials. I need more like, who do I think I am? So a lot of it is kind of like getting out of our own way. And this is me too, even on my business journey. It's really like me versus me. I got to get out of my own way all the time. But I think what's most exciting for me is that we have the opportunity as dietitians to get in front of more people than ever before, to make more impact. We don't have to wait on, does insurance cover this? I can get out there and find my people, and I can help them in all kinds of authentic ways and not have to wait on someone else to be the change maker. So I'm just excited for the access we have to help people online.
That's amazing. I do want you to expand a little bit more, because I think it's important as dietitians, and we're active on social media. Some of us like it, some of us don't, but we have to be on social media, right? Which is why we support our members with social media content. So we're on social media. And I think sometimes what I hear, just what you had said, like my niche is too saturated. Like it might seem that way. It's because we all follow each other, right? Like I see, all these dietitians in one niche, like putting out some really great content. But the fact is, there are plenty of people to serve. And when you're posting, you're only reaching very, very few people. So could you give our guests just some advice around that?
Yeah.
And follow each other for sure, but just like do it through a different mindset, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with every niche, most niches are pretty saturated, but that's good because that means there's interest in that niche. It's actually harder if you find a niche with no saturation, because then you got to spend a lot of time building up the interest. But one thing I always tell people is there's only one you. We all connect with different people. I am at this stage of my business, I'm a dietitian business coach. Now I have a very different vibe. Some people connect with me, some people don't. But I like to connect dietitians to, okay, if I'm not your person, who is your person? There is someone for everyone. So in my space, there are tons of coaches in the dietetic space, in the healthcare space, outside of it. But I have an abundance mindset. I understand that we need to find our own people, someone we connect with. So even if you're a kidney dietitian, and there's lots of kidney dietitians out there, there's only one of you. And people are going to connect with you in authentic ways that they're not going to connect with other people. So people need you. They need what you have to offer. And again, I'm going to come back to, we got to get out of our own way. We have to be so mindful not to look at what other people are doing and feel like, I can't possibly do that. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. It's just going to take some pivoting, some strategy, some guidance. But yeah, abundance mindset, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Great advice. So I actually didn't mention this before we talked, but is there something like some free tip that, some really valuable tip that conversations with the dietitians that you're coaching frequently, like what just keeps coming up over and over and over again that you haven't already mentioned that you could offer to the people who are listening here? What's like an action? I'm looking for an action. What is an action they can take outside of mindset? Do you have something in mind?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay. It might overlap a little bit with mindset, because for me, it's all mindset. But for me, so much of it is pulling out the big dreams that you have in your heart. I think that so many dietitians have this dream, this idea in their head, this dream in their heart, but you're almost too scared to speak it out into the world. You feel like it's too big, it's too audacious. Who do I think I am to possibly do this? If I put it out into the world, what if I fail? Who will people think I am? So I'm a big fan of getting these ideas out of your head and putting them on paper. And then once you get these big dreams and ideas out of your head on paper, look at them and be like, am I being honest with myself, or am I playing safe? Am I playing small? Most of the times we play small. As dietitians, we're like, I'm going to set my goals really small, so that way if I don't make it, I won't be sad. Set your goals so high that you don't make it, because you're going to go so much further than those little tiny goals you would have set. Like they say, I know it's cheesy, but I like cheesy quotes. Like, reach for, aim for the moon because you land in the stars, or something like that. But, it is true. We do have to dream big and push ourselves to dream even bigger. So I guess the actionable tip that I would have for you guys, whatever you want to do, whether or not you work a full-time job, your side hustle, full-time entrepreneur, whatever you want to do, take some time to sit, be quiet, away from kids, away from social media, away from humans. I mean, that might be in your closet, that might be on a walk in nature, but find some quiet time and start thinking about your career, what you're doing, what you want to do, what your aspirations are. Start getting those dreams out of your head and start pushing yourself to dream bigger. And then once you have those dreams, you can start making actionable plans of like, okay, this is what I really, truly want. This is why I got into this field. Now, what are the next 3 steps I could take to start making that a reality? Because it is possible. So.
Because sometimes it's just like the big picture that can be overwhelming and paralyzing, right? Yes. So just start with getting it to paper.
Yeah. Out of your head and on paper, first step. And then what are the first 3 things you could do to move towards that goal?
And then get support, whether it's paid support or community support. Just get support.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't do it alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you don't have to. You don't have to do it alone. Like, we're all here to support you. Katie, I appreciate your time. Your time is very valuable, and I'm so glad that you stopped by this morning. Thank you so much, everybody. How can they reach out to you? So just tell, where can everybody find you? Very important. Where can they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at the Katie Dodd. I also have a Facebook group called Dietitian Side Hustle, podcast called Dietitian Side Hustle, and my website, dietitiansidehustle.com.
Plenty of ways to reach you. Thank you again so much.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you so much.